The seven-member GECOM Commission met this afternoon just about 1 o'clock to deliberate on the report of the Chief Elections Officer, which was submitted on Saturday.
Today's meeting sought to commence the discussion on the report from the CEO. I think in the first instance we had to get to the point of determining whether or not the observation reports would be discussed. And there were those who attempted to contend that we need to get what they call the chase and simply give effect to the tabulation. A discussion therefore ensued, which eventually led into a commencement of a discussion on the observation reports. There was no in-depth discussions, except for the fact that I sought clarification on some matters.
Among the issues he raised, of course, was the deceased persons and persons from overseas voting.
I sought clarification on whether the Commission had in fact garnered evidence in relation to the deaths and the migration. And so the Commission, as the Secretariat, has now provided us with documentation to show that they had in fact gotten verification in relation to deaths and migration. Verification saying that there were persons who migrated, who were verified by the Chief Immigration Officer as not being in the country at the time of the elections, but votes were cast in their names. Similarly, the persons had died and votes had been cast in their names. In the instance of persons who had died, GECOM has a cutoff date in terms of the preparation of its list. Subsequent to that cutoff date, there would have been reports coming in that would not have been a part of the deletions from the National Register of Registrants. So those persons would have appeared on the National Register and on the voters list. And so it seems as if in the main were instances of persons who died voted. There were persons who would have died and or had their deaths registered subsequent to GECOM's cutoff date for the preparation of its list. In terms of the dead persons, I can only at this point in time, and I have to go to my documentation in the evening, speak to about 4 to 5 dead persons. In terms of the people who migrated, I'm doing some checks, but so far the information I have confirmed over 500.
Mr. Alexander also shared his thoughts on the CARICOM report.
The CARICOM report essentially is a basic electoral report. I don't think the CARICOM people were disposed to or had access to the death information or the immigration information as a part of their, I mean, they had the allegations, but not the reports that we have. And so they have a basic electoral report.